Thanks for your help, chat. I appreciate it. We're almost there. We got a TVT. It's our qualifying match. It's a best of 5. Let's hop in to Romanticide for game number 1. We already have, ooh, I don't know where that SCV is going. Spawning in the upper left-hand corner. It is our red Terran, currently teamless, as it is meant to be. It is Byun. His opponent in the lower right-hand corner, in the blue for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Cure. Now, for a while there, while Byun was in the military for a few years, there were a lot of discussions. Who was the 4th Terran to replace him? We had our top 3 Terrans, you know, Innovation, Maru, TY, the 4 Horsemen of Terran. And Byun was the 4th one, but while he was gone, a lot of questions as to who was maybe going to replace him. And I think we can all kind of agree that during that time, Cure had the best results. Cure looked like the 4th strongest Terran pretty consistently in that period while Byun was gone. But now Byun is back, and Cure, who fought to try to get that 4th spot, to try to secure a spot as potentially a Horseman of Terran. Now Byun's back to claim it. And Byun's got double gas, so he's going to be dropping a factory before a command center. Cure is just going Reaper Expand here. We're back to some more normal TVT action. Cure's SCV came over just to make sure things were looking normal. He saw that factory building, and he's just going to head home. He knows what he needs to do now. Second Reaper coming out, actually. That's really interesting. Gonna delay the factory for that. So depending on how Byun opens here, if he opens very aggressively, I might get a little bit worried for Cure, who's going to be a lot later with Hellions. I don't know, things get a little bit weird. But it's TVT. I don't actually expect the openings to matter all that much. Usually these kinds of openings, it's like I talk about all the different things that can happen, and then they kind of just trade away those mostly useless early game units, and we go to mid game. Sometimes they don't trade them at all, and those mostly useless early game units continue to be useless into the mid game. It's a very exciting matchup, this one. Cure does have his CC up a little bit earlier. He should be able to take a slight economic lead thanks to that. But we shall see. All right, so Cure is going to go into reactored Hellions, and that's the normal choice here. I just feel like usually it's not double Reaper into that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Cure's playing it this way because it's Byun. I do not know. Flip a Flapjack, thank you for the raid, my friend. Had a good time casting you earlier in the Cock of the Walk. Hope you had a lovely stream. We've got ourselves a very high level TVT here. Viking first out of Cure is a little interesting too. I don't dislike it, but it is a bit strange. Not something we usually see. Usually it's either medevac or just straight into Ravens. Okay, I'm sorry. You know what? I stopped the discussion about Terrans earlier. I kind of just wanted to make a point that Cure was trying to be like the 4th Horseman while Byun wasn't around, and I just wanted to like have it set up a cool storyline there. But I'm sorry, I didn't mention Gumiho, and that's a mistake on me. Gumiho was obviously one of the strongest choices there. I love me some Gumiho. Gumiho not around right now though, so that storyline doesn't exist. So the competition now is between Byun and Cure. Gumiho can come back and be a part of it, but right now, he's not in the equation, if you know what I'm saying. And actually, I think a lot of people might argue that Clem is going to be up for debate this year as one of the best Terrans in the world. I'd agree. He should absolutely be in that debate. Now, this has gotten kind of weird. Cure's got 6 Hellions out. He's going heavy on the Hellions, but Byun's moving across the map with what I want to call a real army. He's got Marines, he's got tanks. Now, Cure's got a Raven that's going to help out a bit with the auto turret, but doesn't have enough for a lockdown just yet. His tank is close. Close, he can smell it, man, but Byun is pushing hard. Byun does not want to stop. However, it looks like Cure will be able to get a tank sieged up. Really nice position on that tank. Byun's got his own tank, but I think Cure is going to be able to hold here with just enough. Viking helping by pushing away that medevac as well. One more Cyclone goes down. Byun's push looked very scary, but Cure had just enough to defend it. Nice positioning there. The tank, the reason I say this is good positioning is because Byun couldn't just sneak by here and hide and put pressure on the third. The tank covers the entire ramp. Cure just able to get that out in time, and his third CC is quicker just as his second was. If we take a look at the income, it has been slightly in Cure's favor this game. Double eBay for Byun. Now, do we have a double eBay for Cure? Not yet. Doesn't look. Oh, wait. Nope. There it is. There it is. Actually, they start 1-1, almost identical time. Stim also very, very similar. I don't think we're going to see too much action on the map before Stim is done at the very least. And that means we're going both players into a Marine tank composition. And that's exciting for me. I really like when they both go. I think Marine tank is the best, like, basic units to have in this matchup. I really feel like that's the right way to play TVT. Right might be the wrong word, but it's the most versatile and the strongest way to play the matchup, I think. So I'm glad to see them both going for that. Nobody trying to be cheeky or catch the opponent off guard. We're going to have an honorable Terran versus Terran. Ooh, double armory out of Byun? I was just going to point out that they both have armories on the way, so 2-2 can start up right on time. They're being good about that, but Byun's going double armory. We're not seeing either more like Vikings coming out or more factories. I assume this is going to be for factory units. As I say that, I'm wondering if he does want to get into Vikings and try to get into somewhat of an air force. Cure's starting up a 4th CC down on the low ground, which is kind of brave. I really like the sensor tower, though. This is a good coverage sensor tower. See, he's really far out to the left. Oh, Byun gonna find this CC. He'll delay a little bit, but I don't think he'll force a cancel. Cure at the same time wants to try to attack towards the top side, but Byun also liked that sensor tower, so he puts his own down a little bit more positioned so that he's not overreaching the border of the map like we see here from Cure. I get it. I get it. Byun trying to one-up Cure. Both players posturing out on the map a little bit with a handful of units here and there. Cure going to go defend his 4th base. Byun's got his on the way, not in position, though. He's going to drop a 2nd sensor tower. I like this sensor tower, though, from Cure. A little bit better than Byun's. Byun's is safer. That's for sure. And if Byun pushes at some point, this is one of the first things to go down, but I still like it. At the same time, Cure's pushing in. Byun's moving around top. Both players actually going to be caught completely off guard. Byun does have a handful of units here. Oh, Raven shuts down one tank. Going to shut down the 2nd tank. Cure's going to take a fantastic fight right in the natural of Byun. But Byun's also going to try to do the same thing. He's stimming in with a lot of Marines. Moving forward, he's going to get a nice siege position here. I feel like I like Cure's position a little bit better, though. Cure is already getting the damage done. And he's lifted up. He's pulling away from his natural. His fourth is a planetary. It is set up. Natural base of Byun goes down, and Cure is getting big damage done. Nice siege position here. Going to start shelling away, and Byun's going to tap out as his main is compromised. But he can't quite push up into the main of Cure. And just like that, TVT can turn right on its head. Cure takes game number 1. Yeah, that's just kind of like a happenstance thing. It happens occasionally in TVT. Cure takes the better trade there. I think Cure just had more out on the map. A few more Marines and a few more tanks than what Byun had. So he's able to get that damage done right away. Byun tried to hold his natural. It just wasn't enough. We're getting everybody in. To game number 2, we're on Pillars of Gold. We're ready to go. Again, this is the best of 5, so got a few more games. I imagine we're going to have a bit of a back and forth here. These guys are very evenly matched. Cure has shown some really solid TVT in the past year. It was this year, right? That it was Cure versus TY in one of the GSL finals. I get so confused when things happen sometimes, but Cure has shown some really solid TVT as we saw in that game. But so is this guy in the lower left-hand corner of Pillars of Gold. In the red, he's shown some dominating TVT, especially in Ace's ROG. Not too long ago, it is Byun. In that match, he took down Maru, the former Jin Air Green Wings member and former teammate of this blue Terran, who's now on Dragon Phoenix Gaming. It is Cure. He likes teams that have wings. He was on the Jin Air Green Wings. Now, Dragons and Phoenixes, both generally known for their wings. In fact, I think a wingless dragon isn't a dragon, right? That's got a different name. And then a dragon that has 2 legs is actually a drake. Which begs the question, what is a Josh? Now, Byun's opening up with double extractor here, as is Cure. So both players are going to be dropping that factory down. Exciting TVT openings. I'm hoping we get a little bit more of a mid-game this time instead of posturing. Oh my god, I'm so far out of position for this attack. I need to go for the base trade, which was Byun's exact reaction in game 1. Yeah, just hope so. I think that was a product of the map, though. Romanticide has this weird thing where moving through the center is kind of scary. There's a lot of vision blockers. There's rocks. Things can get really dicey, especially against siege units like tanks. But, so I get him wanting to move around the top side, around the bottom side. We saw Cure posturing on the top side for a little bit. The problem, though, then is Cure decided to move through the center. And Byun was way out of the way on the top side of the map, just so far away from either defense or attack. When you get caught like that, it is rough. Seeing both players drop down to command centers. Now looks like we've got 2 Reapers per player. Cure going straight into the tech lab. Byun going for Hellions first, at least 1 Hellion first. Then right into the starport. Cure's going to be able to get this Cyclone out a little earlier. Like I said, usually TVT openings, they can be slightly different. There's so many different variations, and they all kind of just wind up at the same place. I'm sure the players have specific reasons why they go for certain units at certain times. You know, why Byun decided to go for the Hellion and the quicker starport. And then He just wanted to make sure his Sim City was good before he started this medevac. Now Marines hanging out in the main base. They both go down, but so did both the Reapers. There you go. And yeah, Cure going for the Cyclone first. Generally, I feel like the Cyclone's a more solid unit, more all-around unit. Can be really good defensively against all sorts of things. Shoots up, which is pretty good to have. Byun doesn't really have anything that shoots up right now, but that's because Byun's going for an attack. Ooh, Cyclone getting caught out a little bit. Second Cyclone. Going to change things up, though. Maybe the Cyclone wasn't caught out. It was the Reapers and Hellion that were caught out. Byun going to try to do some damage here. Ooh, lock on the medevac. Doesn't actually get a single missile off, though. Byun's here with 1 tank and 2 Marines. This is a hell of a push, guys. This is a hell of a push. Nice pickups. Nice pickups. Too many Marines, though, from Cure. Byun's like, I'm out of here, fam. He's going to move across now with a Cyclone and a few more Marines. Try to keep the pressure on a little bit. Another barracks for Byun. He wants that 2 racks, you know. He wants that 2-1-1 setup. It's not 2 racks first, you know, it's not quite that build, but he wants the setup like that. Wow, this medevac on 10 hit points is going to go down very soon, but for now it's given a little bit of vision. It's going to allow him to supply block Cure. Wait. Oh my god, look at that. Cure supply blocked. He should be so embarrassed. Cure picks off the Cyclone, though. That's actually a really nice catch. Cure playing the defensive game. You know, he loses a depot. Maybe they traded a couple of units here and there. It looks like Cure took the better trades, though. He's only lost those 2 Reapers and the depot. It's actually really impressive. After all this pressure Byun's been putting on, Cure hasn't really lost much at all. He had to repair that Cyclone up a little bit. That's about it. Byun's going for a very quick 3rd CC on location, though. There's no 3rd CC even in the base for Cure. I do like this Raven going out for some harassment, though. Auto turret harass can be really good. We actually already have one out here. Oh, boy. Ah, gets the medevac. Oh, that's a great grab. 1 kill, but that's an important kill. You're going to try to go for a double as well. Oh, he's going to slow down this 3rd CC. Damage it a little bit. Byun's out on the map. This is such a weird setup he's got. But Cure was... Cure agrees. This is weird. This doesn't make any sense. He loses 2 tanks for absolutely nothing. Byun's gonna push forward? What? Oh, I don't know if I like that. Tank gets locked down here. Byun drops an auto turret before that Raven dies. Byun getting some good damage done. Finally does get cleared up. Take a look at the trades. They evened up, so that was a good trade for Byun. And I think more importantly is it kind of puts a damper on Cure's push out. Cure lost 2 tanks, his Cyclone, and a handful of Marines to that force of Byun. That's a big part of your push. And of course, Byun's going to be able to have defense at home for a couple tanks and a couple Marines. This army isn't all that scary for Cure, or for Byun, I guess. His auto turret harass is doing some good damage, but Byun is keeping even on the worker count. Of course, his 3rd CC is up earlier, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem for him. 1-1 on the way for Byun. I don't think we have... Okay, we do have double eBay for Cure, but he hasn't started his 1-1 yet. As I say it. He's thinking about it, man. Cure and I, we've got a wavelength. We're on the same wavelength right now. And Cure just trying to defend this position. He's going really heavy on the Vikings. Now, we see a lot of times the Viking count might not matter too much in kind of the early game scenarios. But as we get longer into the game, Vikings can become really important. But what is extra important is that this push has gone completely unscouted. Cure's doing some damage on this side, maybe with some auto turrets, but 9 SCVs going down. This 3rd CC, oh my god, this 3rd CC is under a lot of pressure right now. Cure cannot afford to cancel that. That would actually be a massive victory here for Byun. It looks like Cure will keep it alive. He's going to clean up these tanks. Handful of those Marines get out of there, but some of them are left to die. The 3rd CC will finish up. It's taking a lot of damage, but of course Cure can repair that. The big deal here is he lost 15 SCVs all told. Oop, auto turret harass. Byun's like, that was a good idea. I like that plan. And goes for it. Cure looks like finally gets his Raven pushed away. It's got 8 kills on it. But Byun is 20 workers ahead. This 3rd base isn't even landed for Cure. Byun's been mining on this for like 2 minutes. Look at that income right now for Byun. Massive influx for him. Oh, gotta be careful here, though, not to overstep into Cure's territory. But he catches the Raven. Cure's still moving out. He's still got a lot of siege tanks out here. 6 of them. But it's less about the count of tanks a lot of times. And again, more about the positioning. If Byun's able to get sieged up first, have his Marines in a decent spot. In fact, Byun's going to go for the counterattack. He's sieging up a few tanks here. His 4th CC might be forced to cancel eventually, but Byun's counterattacking with a lot of Marines. And there is nothing here for Cure. Oh my god, Byun can stim right in. He's not going to go for it. He's going to go for the fight. Cure backs everything up to try to deal with this, which this is plenty of damage for Byun. Sure, he could have gone in and tried to snipe the command center, but that was very dangerous. This way he keeps most of his stuff alive, and Cure gets pushed back. Byun's 4th base is almost done as Cure finally starts mining from his 3rd. The army supplies are even. 1-1 is done for both players. 2-2's already started up for Byun. Armory still not even done for Cure. Byun is ahead in pretty much every respect right now. But one thing I will always say is TVT is about your position on the map. It's about the engagements you take, and sometimes the engagements you don't. Kind of like we saw in Game 1. The fact that Byun wasn't able to take the engagement with Cure out on the map gave Cure a big boon in that game. Now, Byun's found himself a nice little position on the left side of this base. He's getting behind the mineral lines, killing a lot more SCVs. His tank's in a little bit of trouble, but it looks like Byun not going to go for it. He's just going to sit behind the mineral line. What's the Viking count? 4-4 right now. But Cure decides to land his as the full health ones of Byun. A little bit better. He finally cleans up these Marines. At the same time, Cure hitting on the other side of the map with this big force, pulling Byun's SCVs off of the 3rd, killing a whole bunch of them. In fact, this 3rd base is under assault. I think he's going to go down. Yeah, Cure just targets it right down. Now, of course, Byun has a 4th. It's a planetary. So it's still 3 base to 3 base. Cure trying to take a good fight here, but he trades 2 tanks for 1. Byun maintains his positioning. This is another medevac. All right, this was a really good fight for Cure, but Byun got some good damage, and I think he will get cleaned up now, though. Cure's just going to have too much. If he stims in from a few different directions, 2 tanks won't be enough here. Byun going to take as good of a fight as he possibly can. Maybe he'll target down the siege tank. He's not even going to get that. Gets fully cleaned up. This Viking lives with 2 hits, 2 hit points left. But Byun's got more army on the right-hand side. He's actually up in army supply, and his 2-2 is about to finish. His Marines are about to be very strong. He's planning on going for a big drop. Cure's going to scout this, though. He scans. Double medevac drop goes into the main base while these Marines stay back. It's like one of the medevacs gets taken out. Cure should be able to clean this up fairly easily. Marines are just going to target down some SCVs. They get 1 more. Byun going to follow it up with another double drop into the main. Cure still has some units up here, but a lot of them have left. Oh, Vikings getting targeted down as well. And of course, Byun in the meantime is rebuilding his 3rd, mining happily from a 4th. I don't know if Cure knows about this 4th. He doesn't. I think Cure thinks he is in a better spot than he is. The worker count is even, but the mining has just been so much better for Byun this game. Oh my god, please stop it. That Marine staying alive for way too long. Byun's still posturing out here with a couple of medevacs, and he's going to start pushing through the center of the map. His 3rd base gets back up. Trying to scoot around this sensor tower as long as he can, but now he's in it. He scans. Cure knows where he is. There's a lot of Marines here for Byun. Just a couple of tanks. Oh no. Cure accidentally shot his own barracks. Rip. This is a lot of tanks for Cure. And actually, he sieges up. Ooh, Byun not paying attention. Takes a big tank shot. But at the same time, oh my god, the CC. Oh, it's going to live. It's going to live, but Byun's going to go straight to the main where he loses everything. Okay, all right. Really good defense from Cure. Really good. That's exactly what Cure needed. If you take a look at the trades, Byun has traded worse. And while we know he's been mining a lot better, there's some part of that equation. It's a little tough to figure out. That tells us that it's okay for Cure to mine less if he trades better. And right now, I still put the favor of this game slightly in favor of Byun. He's got +3 armor on the way. No +3 attack, though. That's actually a big mistake. But there's no 3/3 at all on the way for Cure. So it's definitely a good thing. However, this game is still so close that there is no advantage big enough to overcome. Again, just good positioning. Getting your Marines in when your opponent isn't ready for it. Cure has more tanks. 10 tanks to 6. The Viking count goes to Byun. But that's only important sometimes. When there's this many Marines, Viking count is not always the end-all be-all. Cure trying to rotate around. He's got a lot of tanks down here. Oh, the Marines get caught a little bit, but actually Cure, I think, takes a better fight there. And now his tanks are in position. He has done it. He's out-positioned Byun. And this planetary is in a lot of trouble as these tanks siege up on it. Byun getting his SCVs ready to repair, but that's a lot of tanks shelling away. At the same time, Byun stims in with those Marines he was waiting for, killing a ton of SCVs. He's even going to trade with these Marines fairly well. That +3 armor finished up, but the 4th base of Byun goes down. Ooh, that's not a good plan. There's too many Marines here. There's too many Marines here, but Byun continues to do damage to the Marines on the other side of the map. I think he's going to target this base down. That's the plan. While he lost the CC, he's going to take one down as well. Both players losing a lot of workers. Ah, that +3 attack getting gunned down. Byun's got his own +3 attack on the way. The tank count here for Byun is the real problem. He has almost no tanks. He's got 2 on the way, but they're so far away from being done. Byun's going to stem in. He's going to go for it. I do not like that call at all. He's got more Marines coming from the north side. Sieges up a Liberator so that the Marines stemming forward have a tougher time. Oh, Byun, careful with this rally. Looks like Byun will finally get cleaned up on this side of the map as Cure retakes his natural, but after losing almost everything in it. Byun took out a natural base and a bunch of production. Cure took out a 4th base. Oh my god, Cure trying to run away. There's Vikings in the sky, though. Oh, there's medevac. Oh my god. Oh, it finally goes down. And Cure losing a lot on the retreat here. I don't know if I like this. He's going to boost away again. He's trying to take this base, but these tanks are so low. Oh my god, the double siege uplift. If he targets those tanks down, I think he can get him. He gets one. He gets the other one. And Cure's in a lot of trouble now. He's sieging up one of the tanks. This isn't a planetary or anything, though, and I think Byun might be able to push through here. Maybe not. He lifts up. He's going to try to hit the main base. There's not a lot in here for Cure. It's a super scrappy game on this side of the map, but Byun has a lot more in production back at home. He's still mining much, much better. And even if Cure cleans this up, I feel like I still like Byun's position. Oh my god, the Marines are gone. The tanks try to unsiege, but they're taking shots. And Cure can't put any damage on this side of the map. Byun's going to go for the lifted main strat. It's 3 CCs to 3 CCs. Byun, though, he still has been mining better this whole time, and the trades much too close for Cure to be in a good spot. This tank in the back, it's on 14 hit points, but Cure's still having a really tough time clearing this out. He will be able to stim and get it, but at the same time, he's lost position at his 30. Just doesn't have enough units to constantly be in the right spots. And I think Byun has done it. I think he's secured it. I don't see any way back out of this for Cure. Secured it. Byun's just in too good of a spot. Stopping mining from this base. Cure's on 29 SCVs. Half the army supply, less than half of army supply of his opponent. He scans, sees that there's a 4th base mining. It's not a lot of mining, but it's more mining than what Byun's going to really be able, or Cure's going to be able to do, especially as this next wave of units comes over here. Byun just has way too much. And I think we're going to see GG here really soon. Byun's going to tie it up 1-1 in a nice long game there. Looking really, really stellar. Byun again with the upgrade mistake. Yeah, I have been noticing that. Byun's been making that very same mistake a lot. Is it always armor? I feel like sometimes it's attack he gets, but I don't know. I could be wrong. Kind of an interesting mistake, and it's always +3, isn't it? We're going to submarine for game number 3, so a small map. Although in TVT that doesn't necessarily mean a short game. Just waiting for a Cure to join the lobby and we'll be good to go. Kind of hard to have the match without both your players. All right, there we go. We got our players in. And we are now loading in to Submarine for game number 3. Spawning in the lower right-hand corner of Submarine. Planning on making submarines this match, I imagine. It is our Red Terran, Byun. And his opponent in the upper left, hoping not to have a Marine count sub his opponents. For Dragon Phoenix Gaming, it's Cure. Sorry guys, that wasn't great. I maybe should have thought about that one a little more. Because there's definitely a submarine joke to be made about having less Marines than your opponent. Could even make perhaps the opposite joke and talk about a substantial Marine count. Maybe we'll make that one later. But I kind of forced it. I kind of forced the joke. I wanted to get it out there. This is, again, a qualifying match. Let's take a quick look at the points and see where Cure is at. Cure is at not a super secure position. Again, secure. Not a super secure position in terms of points. Actually, nope, I lied. He is qualified. That is a secure position. All right. Cure has enough points to guarantee that he's qualified for Katowice. Byun does not. Byun's actually really far down on the list. There are a number of players above him that don't matter, but he's still down quite a bit, and he needs points. This tournament, it's not his last chance to get points, despite the name of the tournament, because I think he still can get points from TSL 6, if I remember correctly, but it's his, it's his last chance to qualify for something that can get him points. This is really important for Byun. If he doesn't qualify for this, there's a very strong chance he won't be able to get to Katowice the easy way. Or even the kind of hard way. So, definitely going to be tough. This game, again, we actually have mirrored builds so far. Similar to last game. Cure's Reaper's going to come across the map. That's interesting. I feel like that's not what we usually see with these kinds of openings, but it's such a small map. Maybe that's why Cure decided to do it. It's going to see that the CC is going down and when it's going down, and know that the builds are mirrored. Both players going for double Reaper. Both players going for the Hellion follow-up. There's a chance they'll both go for... Actually, yeah, we got triple Reaper, so that should be double Hellion from both players. Wow. Now, will either player get aggressive, or are they going to sit back at home? Who knows? Who knows? I guess we'll find out. but this is an extremely identical match so far. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We got a difference. Byun going for the tech lab on the barracks. Cure going for the reactor, which I would say is a bit more normal. Well, they're both moving out on the map. Ooh, circumnavigating each other a little bit. Could be a problem, but I guess it'll be both of their problems here very shortly. Cure gets right in, but he sees nothing's here. He's got to know that means there's something over here. However, Cure's got his command center finished, so there's not going to be a delay on that. Both players in their opponent's bases right now. Oh my god, SCV's pulled off the line to fight. That's not good. That's never good. How many workers are going to go down for both of them? These Hellions getting in is massive. Byun is locked out with those Hellions. Oh my god, this is actually insane. I don't know, man. Byun's got 2 SCVs. Cure has 13. Both of them have their other CC finished up now. Viking lands for Byun to push this away. But while Cure's able to get that damage done sooner, they've both killed almost every SCV of their opponent. Now, Byun's got 1. Cure has 5. That's a big difference. Byun's taking a nice trade here, though. 3 of these SCVs are chilling here. Right now, Cure is mining with 1 worker. He's mining with 1 worker. He's going to lift his natural base. These 3 SCVs are in a lot of trouble. If Byun realizes they're there. Oh, he missed them. Oh, my God. If he had seen those, actually, this would have been a very different game. I think the biggest thing here for Cure is he has an orbital command. He has 2 orbital commands. There is only 1 orbital available for Byun. He never made the 2nd orbital. This is actually insane. Cure loses both of these supply depots, though, and he will. That could actually be massive. Are there enough units here for Cure? Oh my god, there's not. And Byun's gonna win with this follow-up push across the map after both players kill the entire SCV line of each other. And Byun with that landed Viking just has enough DPS, enough vision to clean up the rest of Cure's army. What a game, man. Submarine. I was like, no, it's TVT. It's going to go long, right? Nope. Nope, not even a little bit. Beyond 2021. He needs to be ahead of Bunny and Ragnarok, which is tough to do because Bunny and Ragnarok are both in the tournament. They are both already in the last chance tournament. They qualified. They are in. So this is a big deal for Byun. He really needs this. And he is up 2-1. He is on match point right now. As we go into Oxide, Byun is 1 game away from still possibly being able to qualify through points for Katowice, which would really, really help him out. But Cure's not going to let him have it easy. I mean, Cure still wants this. You know, we could talk about how important it is for Byun to do this because of points and blah, 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 but StarCraft, man. These guys are competitive. They want to win. Let's hop into Oxide for map number 4. Spawning in the upper right-hand corner, our red Terran, Byun. His opponent in the lower left for Dragon Phoenix Gaming in the blue. It is Cure. I do believe this is our final qualifying match. I'm not sure if the other side of the bracket is over yet, but they started a little sooner, so I imagine they might be done a little sooner. Who knows? Maybe if we have another quick game like that game number 3, won't be the case. Man, that game was crazy. I can't believe it's kind of funny, actually. We've had 2 games now where the games were extremely even. and the armies just missed each other. And one player was able to get enough damage done on the other to win the game. Now, that game 3 was a little bit more insane. I don't know if I've seen a TVT like that in a while. But for some reason, Submarine sometimes gives us that. Kind of an odd happenstance. Now, it looks like this game we've got Reaper expand out of Cure, so he's going to be able to take this base a little sooner. Byun going to go to Factory before his command center. We'll see what he wants to do with that. Okay, he scouts the CC going up. He knows exactly what he's up against. Cure at the same time, scouts on the other side. Doesn't spot this Factory, but, I mean, you see the supply depot, you see no CC. And you've seen everything that you're going to see. You know what's funny? I think I said at the beginning, during the introductions on that last map, on Submarine, I made a joke about how Byun was going to be making Marines. Did he make a single Marine last game? There's a very real chance Byun didn't make any Marines. I know Cure made at least one, because I saw it die in the very final attack. I think Byun made a Marine too. So, I think we're okay. But it's kind of funny that all those Marine jokes I was talking about making, and it's going to be the only map in this entire series where neither player made very many Marines. I think they both made like 1, maybe 3. Kind of crazy. Anyways, of course, Byun is going to have a few more units up a little earlier, but the real boon here to him is because he went 1-1-1. He's going to be able to get into what I can only assume is Cloaked Banshees very quickly. And this is kind of an old school build. I feel like we don't see this all that often these days. You're going to be playing defensively, and this is exactly what I think Byun was hoping to take advantage of. A very popular way to open Reaper Expand against a double gas opening is to go into Hellions. It's, you know, you get a bunch of Hellions out, you're good against any of the Reapers or Hellions your opponent has, even Cyclones. Not terribly great against Hellions. They're pretty okay, but defensively, you're solid, and you can often take a decent fight. But Byun didn't go for a Factory CC build. He got that starport up earlier. His CC is quite a bit later. But Cloak Banshees is going to be really tough for Cure to handle. He's not going to have a Raven out in time. If he's not careful with scan energy, detection could be a real problem. And he's not going to have much that shoots up. It's literally just going to be this Viking, which is one of the easiest units to get away from with Cloak Banshees. And we're already seeing he's continuing to drop mules. He is going to have a scan fairly shortly. Ooh, there's a chance he drops a mule, though. Ooh, Byun's going to come in. All right, he's going to reveal himself right before that mule could be dropped. Cloak is done now. I like that Byun's not cloaking. There's actually nothing to be afraid of until this Viking and this Marine get over here. Now he can cloak up. Actually avoids that first shot even with the cloak at the perfect time. There is a scan. Scan goes down. Oh, man, I love this Banshee movement. Banshee gets out of scan range and just keeps doing damage. There's not another scan for a while. Raven's halfway done. Second Banshee about to hit. Cure decides to move across the map. He knows there's not much back at home. But, I mean, actually, there is kind of much back at home. Byun's got a tank. He's got a handful of units to buffer as well. 13, 14 SCVs have gone down. The damage is not done. It looks like this Banshee will finally go down. But there's still another one here. It cloaks. The Raven will ensure that it's not going to be too useful, but I think this is game-ending damage, guys. 26, 27 workers. GG gets called, and just like that, Byun ends the series. He cleans up. And what I thought was going to be a super hard-fought last couple of games there, Byun. I mean, that was just a build order win. Really, really nice play there. Solid strategy from our Byun Terran. Our Byun Terran. That's what he is.